Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make this simple cowl neck top. It is very easy to make and is beginner friendly. And if you are interested to know how I made these skirts, I'm going to drop the link in the description box below so you can check that out. I'm going to draft this out on my pattern so you can see what I'm doing clearly. But you can absolutely do this directly on your fabric. I have my lines here already. I have the shoulder line, the chest line, waist line, and the length of the top. I placed half of my shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line. Half of my shoulder measurement is 8 inches and I added extra half inch to that for joining the sleeves. Then I connected that into a straight line. I placed the neck width of 3.5 inches and the back neck depth is 1 inch. Then I connected that with my curve. Then I came down by 1 inch from my shoulder line and I connected that to the neck width to form my shoulder slope. Then on the chest line, I placed quarter of my bust circumference and I added extra 2 inches to that, 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for my side seam allowance. Then I got the midpoint of what I have there and I came in by 0.5 inch. Then I connected my points to form my armhole. Then on the waistline, I placed quarter of my waist circumference and I added extra 2 inches. And on the length of my top, I placed quarter of my hip circumference and I added extra 2 inches to that, 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for my side seam allowance. Then I connected my points together. To eliminate the sharp edges I have here, all I did was come up by 2 inches from the hem line. Then I connected our points to meet the hem line with a slight curve. So that is all for the back pattern. I'm going to cut this out. I'll go ahead and use this pattern to cut out my fabric. So I'm going to place my fabric on fold and I'll place the pattern on it. So I'm going to pin down my pattern paper to the fabric and I'll cut out the exact measurements I have here. I'm going to cut it out on my fabric. When cutting out, I added half inch allowance to my shoulder measurements for joining. I already have my side seam allowance and the hemming allowance on the pattern paper. So that is it for my back pattern. Now to cut out the front pattern, I went ahead to place my fabric on fold. So my facing will be cut together with the main fabric. So to achieve that, what I did was to fold about 4 or 5 inches away from the upper part. So I just folded in the upper part about 4 inches. So that will be serving as my facing. Then I'm going to place my back piece on the front piece in a slanted form to achieve the cowl effect. I'm going to place the back piece on the front piece like so. Make sure that the hem of the top is touching the folded edge there. And the distance I have at the top here is about 7 inches. This is determined by how deep you want your cowl neck effect to be. And make sure that the shoulder tip is directly on the starting line here. Then I'm going to cut this out. I lost the clip of me cutting this out. So this is how you're going to cut out. You're going to cut following the red lines. You cut the shoulder line, the armhole, the sides, and the down part of the top. So that is how you're going to cut this out. I'll start joining my pieces together now. So I went ahead to cut a facing for my back pattern. So what I'll do is to place my facing right side, and I'm going to stitch the neckline with ½ inch. So this is what I have after fixing up my facing. Then I ironed my hemming gum to the facing to hold it down. Then I'm going to place the back piece on the front piece and I'll join them by the shoulders. So I'm going to place the right side of my back piece facing the right side of the front. Then I'm going to use the facing to cover it up like so, and I'll stitch with ½ inch. So I'm going to place the back piece on it, making sure the shoulder is aligning with the front shoulder like so. Then I'm going to use the facing to cover up like so, and I'll stitch with 1/2 inch. I'll repeat the same process to the other side also. I'll place the back shoulder on the front shoulder, and I'll cover up with the facing, and I'll stitch that up with 1/2 inch. So this is what I have after stitching up my shoulder. You can see how neat it's looking like. You can see that the cowl effect is taking shape already. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the side seam. So I'll turn it back to the wrong side, and I'll stitch my sides with 1 inch. I'm going to place the sides together like so, and I'll stitch with 1 inch allowance. I'll repeat the same thing to the other side also. I'm going to stitch with 1 inch side seam allowance, and I'll also end the down parts 1/2 inch twice. So this is what I have after stitching my side seam. The next thing I'm going to do now is to fix my sleeve. So my sleeve is just a basic sleeve. The length of my sleeve is about 9 inches after I made the down part. Then I'm just going to fix that to the armhole of my top, and that will be all. So this is the final outcome of my top. You can see it came out beautiful. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also put on your notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching.